We're Sayit, and we're here to answer some questions for you guys.
You guys go into detail on Facebook about the Beatles, Demi Lovato, The Clash, Kesha, and Cobra Starship being some of your influences musically. How have those artists influenced your own music?
You forgot Sting, first of all.
And Slash.
And I really like Fall Out Boy. There's a lot of people, really. We try to take a little bit from everything that we've listened to. There's so much stuff, you know. But it's, like, all these artists will influence you.
You just gotta take a piece that means the most to you.
Yeah. It's hard to be original now these days because you hear something from everything. You just kind of like take everything you've heard and you add a piece to yourself, and there you have it.
And then you have yourself.
Yeah, like I know for me, Demi, I grew up, basically from when I was 14, maybe even earlier to now, I've like loved Demi Lovato. Like she kind of inspired me to do music, not drum really because she's a singer, but she got me into music and I started out playing her songs and yeah, I credit her a lot for my life. Okay.
Next question.
Describe your music in one word.
Sexy.
Energetic.
Swag.
Electric.
Overall, just one big party.
How did you guys come together? Were you friends first?
No, I hate this guy.
Well, Paul and
Yeah,
I,
screw these guys.
Paul and I knew each other for a few years at our church's local youth group. Be
Yokel?
cool if I
You're a
talk,
bunch
right?
of yokels.
Yeah, so, I mean, Paul and I were friends for a while, and I mean, Paul and Mike were friends for a while, too.
Through the music circuit, just knowing each other from other bands, and just coming together into one.
And
Richie
then-
and I played together in
Oh, yeah.
different bands.
And then we found Lexi on the internet and Hunter off the street.
Yep.
So,
But yeah, like
yeah, that's it.
before these guys, I started playing the drums and I couldn't really find a band or anything because of like my age and gender, whatever. But Polly was nice enough to
Give you a
give
chance.
me a chance and bring me on board. So yeah, that's kind of. And we all
Yeah.
formed, and
No
now we're all
one wanted
family.
to give Lexi a chance because she was a girl, and I thought that was kind of BS. Because, well, the first time we played together, I was like, I could see definite talent in Lexi, but she was brand new to the drums, and I told her, work on it a little bit, and that was like years, like a year before, a couple months before we started?
Yeah.
Half a year.
Yeah.
And then we met up again afterwards just to kind of like, try things out. And I was like blown away. I was like, this girl has some serious talent because she just picked it up like nothing. And so yeah, I mean, all those people who don't give people chances, you're hurting yourself. There's definitely diamonds in the rough out there.
And Lexi's a beast at drums.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Any fun tour or show stories to share?
It all happens it all happens after the show. It happens in the after party, and meeting people, and
Just connecting with fans and friends, people we know after the show.
without a doubt, setting up for a show is not fun. You got
Definitely not.
pre-stage jitters, you got problems that happen. It's not fun. We showed our first show ever. They didn't even have a PA, so we had to bring it.
We had to move tables and stuff.
It was real fun.
Chairs.
It was a lot of fun.
But luckily, our director and everyone else that we had all the equipment and extra stuff that we needed to get the show going and make it happen still 100%.
Yeah, he saved our buns. So a big shout out to
Our buns.
our buns, our cinnamon buns.
Favorite part about life in a band? Well, for me, it's like a second family, you know.
Yeah.
That's
Just
awesome.
having that connection, that bond.
We're always looking out for each other.
Absolutely.
We're trying to strive to the same thing, and we're always hanging out, always partying together, always, when one of us slips up, there's always someone to really just catch you, and it's really cool. It's something that like we were all kind of friends, but
Now we're closer.
yeah.
I've
It's
made
kind of-
4 new brothers.
It's kind of like joining like a fraternity or a sorority where it's kind of like it's very close with who's in it and it's very like inclusive or whatever. But it's those memories and friendships you make, they're never like gonna go away. Like you're not gonna find a stronger bond unless it's like real family. So
Yeah.
and we just have so much fun when we're together. Like we're literally
Without a
doing
doubt.
we do some pretty stupid stuff between having sword fights with sticks,
Yeah.
After running into the darkness.
running around, tickling everybody. It's a mess.
Jumping out of a van for a bunch of Edamame cookies.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, you have to have the cookies.
What do you think you have to offer over other bands?
Just a better time.
We're fun. We're real people. Like,
Yeah, there's no fakeness here at all.
We're just down to have fun. We're down to see you and have a good time.
And we're all very diverse. That literally between the types of music we're into and just the type of people we are, we're very different. So we can literally get in touch and contact with all of our fans on a different level than other bands could. That they're like, oh, we came to see your music, like that's cool, like oh thank you. But like we'll sit down, we'll have a full conversation with you about something else. If we like it, like I could talk for hours for sports and about Guns N' Roses. She'll talk your ear off about Demi. Like we all have our certain things. If you're into the same music or same style as us, we'll be able to talk to you for hours.
Not to mention, we'll ask you how is your day.
Yeah, we care about you. It's not really all about us. If you came up to us at the end of our show, I mean, we try to keep our shows as electrifying and wild and crazy antics as possible. But after the show, you come up to us and we're real people. We just want to talk. We want to hear about you, where you're from, what you like. This way we can, better tailor to what you want to hear. It's not always about us. We have a great time and it's the coolest job in the world, but
in the end, it's all about you.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And even if we're not meeting you like face to face on Twitter, like talking to you guys is so awesome. Your support is like so amazing. You guys know who you are.
Yeah.
Thank
you
you.
guys rock. We love you guys.
Our minds are blown every day by the stuff that goes on Twitter. People are just like, we care so much about you, and like we ask ourselves like, why? How are we so amazing? We feel so grateful, so lucky.
Twitter's the best invention since bread.
Yeah.
It's that
Sliced
simple.
bread.
Oh,
No,
Sliced
regular bread.
Twitter bread.
Twitter bread. Oh,
Twitter bread.
Jeebus.
What was the influence or inspiration behind your hit tracks, Spill Your Drink and Scandalous?
Spill Your Drink is something that's been in the works for a very, very long time. I was in a band before Sayit, and we were in contract to play these venues, like a chain of venues all around the country, and something was sketchy, and they were kind of like rescinding against the contract, so we had one last show to play in their New York location before we were supposed to go out on tour to their other locations, and it didn't seem like they were happening, but we had all these people coming down, so we weren't happy with the venue, but we didn't want to like back out and like let all these people down, so we were trying to find a way where we can get people wild, amped up, and still like just kind of mess with the venue. So I racked my brain that night, and I was in the shower, and it just kind of hit me to just pour drinks everywhere somehow. Like, how am I going to have everyone just make a mess? And that's kind of how Spill Your Drink happened. Scandalous is pretty cut and dry. It's about, like, liking someone so much on first glance, like kind of like falling in love, like love at first sight, yeah. That you don't want to go with like the whole like cliche conversation. You just kind of want to take them home, get to know them, make things happen, go out with them,
Skip the small talk.
Exactly.
Get to the
Big
kissing.
stuff.
What can fans expect from you guys next? Touring or recording?
Touring.
Yeah, touring definitely. We'd love to tour.
Yes.
One thing that we're trying to work at, I mean, we're always in the studio all the time, like churning out new stuff, and we're pretty consistent with that. One thing that we'd love to do is kind of like start playing private parties, get booked for private parties, because that's where we kind of shine. Like we were saying before, we really meet people face to face, and we want you guys to book us for your next big rager. We'll beast with you, we'll go hard with you, and we promise not to break stuff.
No promises.
Anyone you would love to collaborate with?
Sting.
Katy Perry.
Kesha.
Mozart.
Elton John.
Thank you guys. We had a great time with you with Say It. We hope to hear
Peace
from you
out,
soon.
guys.
Stay golden.